Hey everyone, welcome back to That's Not Bad. I'm Phil, great to have you here. Been really busy with the FIFA Women's World Cup, which is being held in Australia and New Zealand this year. My hometown, Wellington, have had a few games, including a great quarter-final. Netherlands, Spain. New Zealand went out in the pool stage, so I'm a bit gutted. But my second team, England, yes, I know I'm not a huge fan of English sports in general, apart from their rugby league team and the Super League. But I am supporting their women's team. I sure as hell can't support Australia. Sorry to my Aussie brothers and sisters. But yeah, I'll be back in the English girls. Hopefully they make the final. And yeah, continue on what's been a pretty reasonable tournament. Great spectacle in this part of the world, if you are a football fan. I've got something quite left field, and this has come through from Alan, who lives in Wisconsin in the US. Alan, you haven't said what city or town you're from, other than you're in Wisconsin. I know where that is on the map. I'm sure it's an interesting part of the world, buddy. Thank you for the recommendation. Alan has sent through, well, it's just called First Strike, but the context that he has sent is on the back of the reaction to the RAF QRA, the Quick Reaction Alert Scramble video we did recently, where there was the control bunker and just seeing from an operational perspective. So not the normal comedy / humour stuff that we do, but like I said, I'm happy to branch into anything, and this is, I think, going to be quite left field. And all he said is that this is a doomsday scenario. So I'm not quite, it's not quite out of 10 cats this countdown, obviously, but should be interesting nonetheless. So I haven't done any homework on what this is. This is, as I always do, this is a complete blind look here. So First Strike Part 1. I don't even know if it's a documentary or a drama. I guess we're going to find out. It looks like we've got bit of a Star Wars blurb intro here, so 10 minutes long. We'll see Doomsday. Okay, we'll see how we go, and is this going to be a deeper meaningful? Is this going to be scary, or is this going to be humorous? I don't think it's going to be humorous, but here we go. Alan, this is for you, buddy. Boom.
Since the Second World War, the ultimate security of the United States has depended on the awesome destructive power of its strategic nuclear forces to deter thermonuclear war. The strength of this deterrence was based on the calculation that we would inflict terrible destruction in retaliation for a nuclear attack. This doctrine of assured destruction is dependent on the certainty in the mind of an aggressor that we have the will and ability
well, that's deterrence, isn't it?
To always maintain this ability, a sufficient portion of our strategic forces must be able to survive any nuclear exchange, even a surprise first strike. Whether America's strategic forces will continue to be able to survive such a disarming preemptive.
So is this a documentary or is it a
increasing uncertainty
drama? It's like a documentary, I'm guessing.
Oscar Control, Bit 14-Oscar on your access. Request entry, Captain Stanton +1.
And this looks like it's the 70s or 80s. Oh, I love the Air Force uniform. Clean cut.
Vouch for Lieutenant Krause.
Thank you, sir.
So is this one of the bunkers for the missiles, I'm guessing? Okay, yep, they're going down, so then they must be the missile guys. Jesus, B-52. Look at the smoke coming out of that, man. Christ, listen to it! Shit! You want to have bloody earplugs in if you're filming that. Christ. Riverside.
What do I do?
Draw.
Yeah. There you go.
Taking lines 2 and 4.
Okay, so we're zipping around a few things. So we've got the guys in the ground with the missiles, just like a bomber base, and obviously a submarine base as well. There we go. So that must be a bloody ballistic missile submarine, I'm guessing. In the context of this, must be. Doomsday plane. Didn't they, and I'll try not to cut in and out too much, but wasn't there one of these spotted over New York after 9/11, like a command plane or a Doomsday plane? And when I guess 9/11 at that stage, they still didn't know the extent of what was happening other than the two towers had, you know, disappeared and thousands of people perished. But, because it wasn't the president's plane, obviously, because Bush went to a bloody, didn't he go to a bunker or one of his Camp David or something like that? He didn't. So there must have been a command plane that was flying around the general area, I'm guessing. Not sure. Not sure.
How are you? Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Morning, everybody. Stand easy, please. How's everybody today? Good.
Sir, this is the current world intelligence situation, and you might pay particular note to the nuclear submarines off the east and west coast.
Fuck!
Okay. And then back here we have the situations that have changed in the last 12 hours worldwide.
Holy shit.
Okay, I'll complete the review.
It's all paper-based as well. There's no tablets, there's not many screens, right? So, the old phones. Shit, it's old school, man. Let's be late 70s, early 80s maybe, I don't know. Oh, pave pause, I know about that. Isn't there one in England as well? There's like one in the States, and there's one in England to catch the missiles as they come over.
Implement confidence reporting. Missile warning, this is Beale. Stand by for confidence reporting.
SSCO, no malfunction.
Missile warning, no malfunction.
Missile warning, this is Beale. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. I want to confirm, is this an exercise?
Fuck! Oh man, so I'm guessing, what is that, submarine missiles? Look how close they are, man. So if you're Russia, or pick your foreign state, if they're that close to the US mainland, they're not going to get much time to do anything, are they? Holy shit. I mean, that's just off the coast of California. Look at that.
Roger, copy. This is not an exercise.
Fuck, you wouldn't want to have a printer jam, would you? Shit. This is old school tech, man. The big displays in the background. But that's not the day to have a need to replace the cartridge or the ink, right?
General, this is the senior controller at the command post. We have a warning message that requires your immediate presence.
It's the command center with a warning conference, stand by.
Holy shit.
It's the command center with a warning conference, stand by. It's the command center with a warning conference, stand by.
The system display for east is medium. We have predicted impacts of moderate count at this time.
Moderate
Warning
count.
controller, this is the airborne. Confirm inbound missiles on the U.S. Roger, understand. Major Reinhardt, we have 12 sea-launched ballistic missiles inbound on the U.S. now.
You gonna go out with me tomorrow night?
Fuck. And that's interesting. I mean, I guess if you're going to do a preemptive hit, you know, would you get your subs in as close as possible and just launch them to take out, I don't know, your airfields and your missile silos like that? I mean, fuck. It's scary stuff. And I guess that implies if they're that close, the warning time you've got is only a few minutes to, you know, hey, is it a technical screw up or are they actually coming and we've got to retaliate? You know, there's not much time to make a call and decide the fate of the world. Do we go back to the Stone Age or what the hell's the deal?
Oh, I thought maybe we'd check out the hacienda and
and this poor bastard's looking forward to getting on the piss. Sorry, bud, it's not happening.
You don't mind, do you? Hey, I gotta go.
I gotta go. I'll chat to you in heaven.
7, 8, November, Foxtrot.
Oh, wow. You're the guy that can't run the checklist.
Here we go. Oh, Geez, you sort of get a bit of goosebumps watching this sort of shit. I mean, this is old school, but you can almost feel the stress. scramble. I mean, how many minutes have they got to get their asses up? If there's a missile coming already.
Message from the SAC Underground Command Post putting all the SAC Force crews in their aircraft with their engines started.
Gucci's waiting for us. Let's go. Man. I got the key.
Who's got the Red Bull? That's what I'll be asking.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Who's got the menthols? Fuck. Oh, that's the red box. They have the codes and the keys, I guess.
Attack against the U.S. net at this time. ICBMs. Numerous ICBMs.
Is it? Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, but where they parked the car right in front of the plane. There must be a guy. Did that? Maybe there's a dedicated person who must get in the truck and reverse it out of the way. I would have thought that'd be interesting. You wouldn't park it behind the plane. Semantics, of course, but just something I thought of.
Come on. Yeah, you got it. Okay, last man.
B-52s. It's unreal they're still flying those bastards. I mean, when did they come out? Early 50s? Well, 70 shit, 70 years that design's been around? Longer?
Stand by to start.
Okay, get them up.
2-nator up. 2 good cars.
Love the camo helmet.
Fire. Rotate position.
Thruster coming.
You obviously watched Full Metal Jacket. Oh no, that's what they were after this, I'm sure.
Another nav. So we have an ASAP launch message at this time.
ASAP. Better get the hell out of there, mate. Oh, fuck.
General, the SAC Underground just initiated a positive control launch message. It appears that they discontinued the message halfway through, or there's a detonation, or they've been destroyed.
Stand by.
Shit.
Message follows. Alpha, Tango, Golf, Lima.
Sir, based on the initial launch poll and the bombers and missiles that destroyed, these are the targets that we now have uncovered and no longer have weapons against them.
X-ray. 5. Stand by.
Message follows.
That's a JCS
Delta.
execution from the president.
X-ray.
Step 1, launch keys inserted.
Roger.
And they've got to turn them at the same time, I'm sure, right? To stop one idiot nutting off and launching them on his own.
Enable the missiles. Program
Roger.
select switch. Enable. Flight all. LFO. Unlock code inserted.
Stand by. Unlock codes inserted.
Enable switch. Enable.
It's enabled.
Fuck. Oh my god. Is it all over?
34 minutes into the attack, the strategic forces of the United States have suffered a crippling blow. Of the 1,000 Minuteman missiles, only 46 remain operational. Of the 330 B-52 bombers, all but 22 have been destroyed on the ground. Of the 41 ballistic missile submarines, 17 have been destroyed in port, and an unknown number are presumed lost at sea. The attack has been restricted to strategic military targets. 8 million Americans are dead. The United States is given an ultimatum. Any attempt at retaliation will result in the certain annihilation of America's urban population. 9 minutes later, the president orders all
Man, that's
surviving
not a
US
hell of a lot of
forces
time for all that to
to
happen.
cease fire.
Okay, well, Jesus, that was, thank you, Alan. That was, a bit of a somber path to take, but hey, look, but interesting nonetheless. And it raises a lot of questions, you know, or a lot of thoughts. I mean, my initial reaction to watching that, you know, that's obviously at the height of the Cold War when the Soviets and the US were on a hair trigger, you know, for so many years. But I guess that highlighted the fact that if the Soviets decided to launch first or do a preemptive strike, looking at that, very quickly, you know, within a matter of minutes, the fate of the world is decided, you know, and America's place as the leader of democracy and all that geopolitical stuff, everything changes in the space of, 15, 20, 30 minutes with a preemptive strike, and while the world is a bit different now, there's no Cold War as such. There's different considerations around, United States and China and Russia, and I guess potential flashpoints as well. The Taiwan Strait. You've got politicians in our part of the world being concerned about what China may or may not be doing with some Pacific Island nation. So there's all this geopolitical stuff. But watching that, I can't imagine. Living in North America or Western Europe during those Cold War times. I mean, did people just get used to it? It was just a thing? Or were people genuinely worried about, Jesus Christ, are we going to wake up in the morning or are we going to be incinerated by a preemptive strike? And were people in the Soviet Union equally as stressed out thinking those nasty Westerners are going to fucking nuke us as well? Crazy shit. But most interesting seeing how that could have played out. So, Alan, that was very left field, but thank you for sending that through. Food for thought. One thing, actually, that I did think of when I was watching this, there's a movie with Matthew Broderick. What the hell is it called? He's a teenage guy. He downloads computer games. He ends up getting into NORAD. War Games, that's the one. I'm sure War Games had a similar feel to it, so far as some of those missile launch procedures. I'm sure there was a scene at the start of the film where there's a couple of guys in the bunker and they get the orders and they're like, oh shit, here we go, So I did think of that. It was probably the only memory that watching this sort of stirred up was that old film War Games. Jeez, I haven't watched that for a long time. But I remember it being quite a good film. So yeah, that was not bad. Thank you for the likes and subscribes. Any left field stuff like this, I probably wouldn't react to, someone painting his hallway and recording that for 30 minutes. But historical context stuff like this, most interesting. So keep it coming through. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe. Take care. Cheers.